maximum security prison and resulted in quite a few embarrassed faces. Though most prison officials refused to comment, one penologist, who asked not to be identified, said with a grin, "Well, I guess it's back to the old drawing board." In sports last night, the big story was the off-season trade between Chicago and Atlanta.
Well, your escape was obviously a success.
Yes, your Treasury agents are very efficient.
Well, it's not too tough to pull off a prison break when you got the warden's cooperation. You know, this is amazing how much he looks like you. Are you sure he'll cooperate, huh?
Oh, he'll cooperate. Once he hears the deal.
I don't like it, sir. I don't like it at all. It's too risky.
Well, he's right. You know, it's dangerous, and it's not too late to back out.
According to this cable, Paris already knows about the gold. Probably headed for Lisbon and Mexico. How serious is that?
Well, if we hope to prevent an international gold panic, we've got to move.
What are the alternatives if I don't do the job?
None.
There's your answer. So what happens? I just sit here?
You're out of prison, aren't you? It ought to be enough for now.
It ought to be, but it ain't. And I want to know what I'm doing here now.
Maybe this is your answer.
Oh, you again. I should have known. Hello, Claudio. Full of surprises, aren't you, Commissioner? First you put me in, then you take me out. Glad you could make it. Sorry I couldn't dress for the occasion, but I got your invite on short notice. We've got quite a job for you. As it happens, I'm free. For the moment, that is. What's the job? Impersonating me. Pushover. What'll you do? Take a vacation? No. I'll be impersonating you. Ha! Then you're gonna have a great vacation. Assuming you're not stupid enough to send yourself back to prison. I have to go to San Diego. I understand it's a town you know rather well. Sure, I know it. What's the deal? I want a rundown on your friends there, in detail. Yeah? Yeah. Joe Murphy, Rachel Solo, Vera Royal. Vera Royal? Wait a minute. What's the deal, Commissioner? I'll ask the questions. Vera Royal, huh? She finally must have made it big. You're about to make it big yourself. You're going to be a police commissioner while I'm away. I got $500,000 last year for impersonating you. Can you match that? I already did. You're out of jail, aren't you? That ain't good enough. If we get what we want, you'll get a parole when I get back. I get a parole whether you get back or not. The chances are that slim, huh? I know Vera and her crowd. You ain't coming back. All right. You tell us what you know. Everything. And I'll see that you get a parole, whether I get back or not. You got yourself a deal.
Okay, but I hold the papers until we're certain that the commissioner is not coming back. We wouldn't want two Mattins running around loose on the San Diego waterfront.
Oh, I don't know. Sounds kind of like fun to me.
You're going to be doing undercover work with her?
You could call it that, yeah.
Just how long do you think it's going to take?
As long as it takes to find out when and where the gold will be smuggled into the States. Then get word back to the Treasury Department.
You're not even in the Treasury Department.
My qualifications are only physical, I admit.
Your qualifications are exactly the kind that a woman like Vera Royal would want. That's what bothers me.
Manton will be staying under the same roof with you. Now, surely you can trust me with her.
There's a difference. A big difference. I know that Manton is not my husband, but Vera Royal has no way of knowing that you're not her lover.
Well, what about last year? You thought he was your husband then?
Don't be ridiculous. Not for a minute.
Well, he didn't get anywhere with me, despite repeated attempts.
What repeated attempts?
And he won't this time either.
You mean you knew he was an imposter?
Oh, it was so obvious. I mean, he may look a little bit like you, Commissioner, but... Oh, I never judge a book by its cover. What matters to me is what's inside. And you don't need a title page to tell you what that man is like.
Why, Mildred, you mean you do like me?
I don't think I said that, Commissioner.
Mildred, be careful. Mac needs that for his work.
That's work.
Commissioner, you're in for the time of your life. After being me for a few days, you'll never be satisfied again. And let me tell you something else. Commissioner, you're in for the time of your life. Commissioner, you're in for the time of your life. After being me for a few days, you'll never be satisfied again. And let me tell you something else. Commissioner, you're in for the time of your life. After being me for a few days, you'll never be satisfied again. And let me tell you something else. And therefore, the investigation is continuing, and no further comment will be made until tomorrow morning's briefing. And therefore, the investigation is continuing, and no further comment will be made before... Oh, come on, Sergeant. I got away with impersonating him last year, didn't I?
Keep practicing. An important life depends on your being perfect.
Yeah? Well, an important life depended on it last year, too. Mine.
Well, no one's worried about you, Manton. You're safe.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got plenty of reason to be worried about him. He's going into a real jungle. One mistake, and it's curtains.
I'm telling you, the Treasury Department knows too much. There's a leak somewhere. You find out who and get rid of him. I don't care what you have to do. Just get rid of him, you understand? Right. And tell Vera I'll be seeing her soon. Right. Right.
As far as we know, they've shipped the gold from Paris to Lisbon. Now, if our reports are right, it's headed from Mexico and then the U.S. Now, that's your assignment, Mac. How, where, and when.
Oh, no. Like this. Curlier. Yeah, that's better.
I should do it, Commissioner.
Hey, Joe. Any coffee around?
Yeah.
How about getting us a couple of cups?
Be a pleasure.
Thank you. Any idea who gives Vera her orders? No one knows the answer to that. That's the one thing she never yaks about. But there is someone. He's got to have plenty of honor. He's the only man alive that scares her. When did you last see her? A couple of years ago. Acapulco. How were things between you when you left? Not as good as they'll be when I get back. A lot will be expected of you, Commissioner, so don't let me down. It may be your life at stake, but it's my reputation. Well, I'll do my best not to let you down.
Commissioner?
Yes, Sergeant, what is it?
Oh, well, I thought you'd like to know.
No, Charlie. Here.
Oh, yeah. Well, your contact lens has just arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Your coffee.
Yeah.
Sensational, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Your eyes really look blue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look at the pictures. Number 1, Joe Murphy, bartender at the Lotus.
And him?
Bill Johnson, former Navy flyer, will work for anybody if the price is right.
Good. Now for the ladies.
Rachel Solo. I'm not to be confused by her last name because she almost never is.
What about her?
Bonnie Sue, born without a last name for obvious reasons.
Excellent. What is Vera's favorite fragrance?
Gardenia.
Her drink?
Champagne, exclusively.
Your song?
Or what?
I mean, her song with Manton, their song.
Oh, My Blue Heaven.
Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
And the deep dip?
Hmm?
The deep dip. It's Vera's favorite dance step, sir. You know, with Paradise. Dip? Well, everybody used to dance that way.
Not everybody.
You know, Commissioner, Manton has really led quite a life. I love my work, but listening to him talk last night, well, I couldn't help wondering if maybe I had missed a little.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know when I get back. Don't you have anything a little quieter? Quieter? These are the best threads in town. Are you kidding? Bring it over here. Man, do you dress square? Yes, I want to enjoy your wardrobe, too. I look great, but this bummer, who'd know? I got it figured you'd be leaving in the morning. Good luck. Oh, and take care of the old rep. It's all I got, but it's plenty.
Look, Frank, before you go, will you talk to him again? Tell him to get out of there as soon as he has the information. I know the way he is. He'll want to stay there until he has the gold shipment in your hands.
Right.
Yeah?
Charlie, I want to look at those San Diego maps.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter? Your lenses bother you? Of course not.
Commissioner, here's the waterfront map you wanted. First of all, the Lotus Bar is located...
I could find the Lotus Bar blindfolded. Over here, Charlie.
What's my favorite dessert?
Apple crumb cake.
Manton says he's known all over the waterfront, sir. So if you hang around there long enough, you'll bump into somebody who'll lead you to Vera.
No, according to our latest reports, the gold is due in at the end of the week. Now, once you find out where and when, I want you out of there because, believe me, you'd be safer with the ingots than with that information.
He's right, sir. Those people kill a man for what he knows.
Yeah. And a lot of times they think he knows more than he does, so you're going to be in danger from the time you get there till you get out.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't trust your motives.
My motives? We've never been apart more than one night. I'm gonna miss you.
If Manton's as convincing as last time, You maybe even forget I'm gone.
There's only one man in my life, and he ain't got blue eyes.
Oh. You mean him?
That's only half the story.
Better?
Best. Your beautiful brown eyes are the reason that I fell in love with you. Didn't you know that?
That's the reason?
Mm-hmm.
Never guessed.
Vera Royal. You know, Mac, that photograph could be an old one. I bet she's aged a lot since then.
Probably has.
Yeah.
Most women do.
Yes, that kind of a life can be very hard on a woman. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
All those men in her life. I bet she's exhausted. Just a shadow of her former self.
No doubt it.
Do you know, I feel better. Why didn't you tell me all these things earlier?
Because I didn't think of it earlier.
I'm certainly glad that you finally did.
Yes, so am I. Because after all, I was taught to be kind to the aged.
Just exactly, what do you mean by kind?
Well, I will be posing as Manton, and who knows what will be expected of him.
Well, whatever it is, she's gonna be disappointed, right?
He did tell me his reputation was at stake. How could I let him down?
You'll think of something.
So I think the Lotus Bar would be the best contact point. I'll look it over when I get down there and then I'll call you. Right?
Well, I'll hear from you tonight, then, eh?
Yeah, tonight. Can I give you a lift anywhere?
No, thanks. I'm walking as much as possible these days. I like a lot better than dieting. Makes me feel happier.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy, huh?
Sir? You sure you still want to go through with this?
There's no choice. You know that.
They know too much. Otherwise, Hanson wouldn't be dead. The stakes are too high.
I didn't exactly volunteer for the job.
Well, you didn't turn it down either. I was just thinking of how Mrs. McMillan would feel if anything happened to you. And me.
Not to mention Mildred.
Not to mention Mildred.
I'll be passing the information on to you, you know. You're taking just as much a risk as I am. Do you want to back up?
No.
And I'll see you tomorrow night at the Lotus Bar. I'll light a cigarette when it's safe to talk. Now stop worrying. I'll be back in a week.
What do you want?
Boilermaker. Murphy around?
You from out of town?
Who isn't? Why? Doesn't he work here anymore?
He don't work anymore.
Retired?
Dead.
How did he die?
Well, papers said that he died of a sudden illness. I call it just sudden.
I'm looking for a dame named Vera Royal. Any idea how I could find her?
Is she looking for you?
She will be. She knows I'm in town.
Oh, one of those big thrill things, when she finds you, huh?
Check.
Well, if she wants you, she'll find you.
If you happen to hear from her, tell her that Claudio Manton's back in town. It'll be good news. I promise you.
Hey, Claudio. Good to see you again, pal.
Same here. How you been?
Oh, breathing.
It's more than old Murphy can say.
Yeah, but then Murphy had it coming. He was in a highly dangerous line of work.
Bartending?
Sure, bartending, Claudio. You're still a funny man. Even with your jailbreak making all the papers.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever happened to those Havana cigars you were going to send me from Florida? You forget?
Oh, I couldn't forget you, pal. It's just that I didn't get to Florida that time.
Got a better offer, huh? From a richer lady?
Yeah, you know how it is.
No, but I'd like to.
Tell me, you seen Vera lately?
Man, you got some nerve looking her up again after running hard on her the way you did.
Yeah, well, that's my problem, isn't it?
It sure is.
So where is she?
Maybe you're in luck. Nobody's seen her in a couple of months.
She's not out of town.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, somebody has to know. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Well, hello there.
Down, boy.
You didn't hear it?
Hear what?
That noise. All that banging, I thought there was trouble.
There is, till you start back downstairs again.
You sure you didn't hear anything?
Oh, I heard the police patrolling outside. Lest you forget.
You don't trust me, Mildred.
Ah, got it on the first guess. That's why I'm here. And the cops are outside. Of course, if this arrangement doesn't suit you, we can always return you from whence you came to jail.
I'm surprised at you, Mildred. Someone with your obvious experience in show business, I thought you'd get a kick out of this.
Show business?
You weren't a showgirl? A dame built like you?
A dame built like me? They didn't even finish building me. Well, great legs, but where's the rest of me? No, Manton, you go on back to your couch before I order a cage.
Come on, Millie, let's have a highball.
I don't drink, thanks.
Then how about a piece of that delicious apple pie? I was dreaming about it when I woke up.
Sure you were.
Apple pie?
Okay.
Say, buddy. Got a light?
Sure.
We hear you've been looking for Vera Royal.
That's right.
You just got lucky. Okay, here they come. Let's go. What about the Jameson case, Commissioner?
Yes, how angry are you?
Angry?
The grand jury refused to return an indictment. Isn't that so?
They said lack of evidence. Isn't that a reflection on your department, Commissioner?
Well, at this point in time,
I
according
think
to
that
the
you
evidence...
gentlemen are asking the wrong man that question. Don't you think that question belongs to the district attorney?
We'd better hurry up, Commissioner. You'll be late for your next appointment.
I'm aware of my appointment schedule, Sergeant.
I really would like to go home, dear. It's been an awfully long day.
Great. Nothing I'd like better than spending the night home alone with the little lady.
Oh, don't get your hopes up.
Let's get a few pics with the little lady. Come on, honey, a little bit closer. We'll bring you all morning. I missed you.
Yeah, don't call me honey.
What does he call you?
Sally.
Catchy. This is the one little woman of San Francisco who always feels safe, and that's because you're married to a police commissioner. Right, honey?
What about that, Mrs. McMillan? Your husband's work can be dangerous. Are you ever frightened?
Not when I'm with my husband, Ken, no.
Which is why I have this new policy of always having her right by my side.
Excuse me.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Commissioner, you haven't talked much about the Jameson case.
I think that would be impossible to discuss at this time, gentlemen. Thank you very much. However, I feel...
You gonna take any action, Commissioner?
That'll be all for now, gentlemen. Thank you.
Better not stand too close, man. You gotta be pretty steady on your feet to enjoy the view from the top.
Takes more than heights to make me dizzy.
Then we'll just have to try something else. I like to keep my men off balance.
Hello, baby. Glad to see you again.
Okay, boys. Something else. Watch the antiques, fellas.
Is that enough?
Just a little more. Okay, fellas, that's just right. Thanks. You always were a little too pretty. This is much nicer.
If I remember right, we used to get along a lot better than this.
Oh, you remember right. We used to get along beautifully. You rat.
What'd I do?
Now, isn't that just like a man? Pretending to forget.
You know, Vera, you look a lot better than the last time.
That's because I'm doing a lot better than the last time.
Yeah, I noticed.
I was sure you would. That's the kind of thing you notice first, isn't it, Claudio? How well the lady's doing. And I don't mean her looks.
Come on, Vera. Spent a whole year in jail. Come over here looking for a little kindness. And first, your two hoods damn near beat me to death, and then you give me a lot of lip.
Oh, yes, I heard about the prison break. Who helped you?
Help me?
Come on, Claudio. You don't break out of that prison without help. Who was it?
Nobody.
Oh. Some rich broad who couldn't live without you,
I'm through with that kind of life, Vera. I spent a whole year just thinking about it, and I'm going to pay my own way from now on.
Oh, now that doesn't sound like the Claudio I knew and loved. As a matter of fact, you don't even look the same. No, there's something very different about you.
Oh, even I age a little.
Oh, I approve of age in other people. No, it's not age. It's something else. You've had your teeth fixed, haven't you?
Yeah. The better to bite you with.
Teddy, I thought you were already on your way.
I was. But then I heard Pretty Boy Creep was in town, so I came back.
Hello, Teddy. Long time no see.
Not long enough.
I see you still have it.
I still have everything you gave me, baby. Always liked from the first stroke. You always said it reminds you of me.
Get out, Madden.
Cool it, Teddy. We don't even know why Claudio's here yet.
Don't we?
No. Just what do you want, Claudio?
I need papers to get out of the country.
Out of the country? When you're with Vera, you're out of the country.
Am I with Vera?
We've got business, Vera.
Yes, I know, and you should have been on your way by now.
I go when he goes.
Oh, you just gave me an idea. Claudio, how long has it been since you went upstairs and jumped out?
Upstairs? I thought this was the penthouse.
What's funny? I don't think he has the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Oh, he knows what we're talking about. He used to be the best in the business.
Still am the best.
At what?
Well, what do you think? Going upstairs and jumping out?
Look, I told you he knew what we were talking about.
No, he hasn't said anything except what we've said.
Look, Teddy, it's not the kind of sport they encourage in prison. I may be a little out of shape, but I always know how to jump out of a plane.
You really were the best, you know.
I never forget anything I'm good at.
Oh?
I may need a little practice.
Oh, we'll provide plenty of practice in all departments.
I want to talk to you, Vera.
Sure, Teddy. Why don't you put on a record, Claudio? Our song is still there.
Sure, baby.
You forgetting the last time I walked out on you?
I'm not forgetting anything. I just thought of a way to get even. Only this time he's gonna walk out on me at 10,000 feet, and I'm gonna be watching. Then it's just you and me, baby. Now look, why don't you go, Teddy? You got a lot of work to do.
I don't like leaving you alone.
Oh, I can handle Claudio.
Just make sure he doesn't handle you.
Oh? You remembered? I'm surprised. It's been so long, I thought you might have forgotten. Now, let's see if you remember what comes next.
thought I'd meet the lady who would make me want to take a shot at getting married. Till now.
You're very sweet, Claudio. But I don't think that marriage is for every man. Having a wife is quite a responsibility.
Not from where I'm standing. If I were married, I'd never go off and leave a wife like you.
Yeah, well, you might not have any choice.
Come on. The police commissioner of San Francisco doesn't have a choice. Who are you trying to kid?
This doesn't have anything to do with San Francisco, you know. You don't know. And you're not going to get another word out of me. Not about Mac and not about what he's doing in San Diego.
Well, if he's with Vera, I know what he's doing. I just don't know why. Not when he has someone like you waiting at home.
You know, you can be kind of nice sometimes.
So I make my living, sweetheart.
Yeah, I know. But do you know, it wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't a rather decent person hidden under all of that facade.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who needs him? Facade's what counts. The company I keep. And if you're talking about last year, when I let you off the hook, that was different. You thought I was your husband. This time, you'll know what you're getting. Shall we go?
As soon as Mildred's ready.
Mildred's coming? I thought we were going to a dinner dance.
We are, but it's also a benefit for charity. Organized by my most suspicious friend, Carol, which is why we're making this appearance. Besides, it's $50 a plate. Why don't we just think of Mildred as another contribution?
Got an idea. Why don't we leave Mildred there as part of the contribution? Mildred, you look wonderful. It's worth $50 just to get a good look at you.
Well, it's too bad the commissioner can't be here to see since he's paying.
You know, that dress reminds me of the good old days.
Well, if it was good enough for Mrs. McMillan's mother, it's good enough for me.
Is that where you got that dress? I think it looks great. Come on, Claudia. Come on. Oh, we're going to have a ball, aren't we?
Rye whiskey. Any word yet?
How's Sally?
She's fine.
It's on its way. I'm on the reception committee. I'll find out where tomorrow. We're having a practice run.
How'd it go with Vera Royal?
All right. Finally. Give me a rundown on a guy named Teddy Sands. He's running things for Vera and doing his best to get rid of Manton, which translates me.
Nice, quiet place. Yeah. Always like this?
Yeah.
You better get out of here before the cops come.
Sure Sally's all right?
She's fine. In fact, she's at a big party Mrs. Clenshaw's throwing tonight.
Good. I hope she's having a ball.
Boy, I'm having a ball.
Then, why don't you look at me?
Claudio, you've only got one brown eye.
What?
She's right. What'd you do with the other eye, dummy?
It was here a minute ago.
Will you two act casual,
What'd you
please?
do, dummy?
Well, I want everyone to have a good time, of course, but don't you think you've taken it just a little bit far?
Carol, what a lovely party.
Oh, well, how can you tell from down there?
Well, we've seen it all from top to bottom, and we're the best judges.
Why, Mac, you wear contacts. I never knew that before.
Carol, please. He's very sensitive.
Oh, well, several pounds on me, artificial, and I'm not sensitive.
Yes, we've noticed. The pounds and the sensitivity.
If this gala weren't costing $50 a head, I'd have yours sent home.
Carol, you look absolutely ravishing.
Well, thank you, Sally. Oh, and so does Mac. I've never seen him quite so dashing. I can't keep my hands off him.
Try.
You see, honey, there are plenty of women who would be happy to change places with you tonight.
Oh, I'll say. And the line forms here, right behind me.
Carol, are we raising lots of money tonight?
Oh, only a small fortune. 2 more tickets, and I'd have a sellout on my hands.
I'll take them. Send the bill to my office.
Why, Mac, how darling. Oh, I've never known you to be so generous. Oh, my last 2 tickets, I now have a perfect score.
And that's the only kind to have.
Oh, well, I'm sure if I had you around all the time, I'm sure I'd never have to worry.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Oh, why am I so turned on by your husband tonight? It's getting quite embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
He's even changed his shaving lotion.
Oh, Mac is just full of surprises these days, Carol.
There are more to come.
Not while I'm around.
I certainly hope not. Don't you ever go on vacation, Milt? You know, Sally, you're a very lucky girl to have a husband who still has surprises left.
That's why I'm not taking a vacation this year. Shall we dance, Commissioner? They're playing our song.
Their song?
Well, it's certainly not my song. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Tell you one thing, though, wouldn't trade places with you. Going to all those dances. What a strain.
Thought you were having a good time.
Oh, me, no. I just going through the motions. You know, so everybody wouldn't get suspicious.
You know, you did a good job. You even had Mann convinced you were having a good time.
That gigolo, did you see the way he was kissing my hand?
Yes, I did.
Well, does he think that behavior's going to get him anywhere?
Well, it certainly got him a terrific breakfast.
Yeah, well, even a gigolo has to eat, I suppose.
No identification. Let's see if this says anything. Damn, that won't be much help.
Claudio, the eighth wonder of the world.
Does that mean anything to you? We'll turn into headquarters to see what they can make of it.
You better get ready.
To be continued?
Anytime, baby.
And how come I get the feeling you're always bluffing?
You want to try calling my head?
That's what today is all about, sweetheart.
So soon?
Well, any luck in finding what you're looking for?
No, I didn't. Where's the lighter flicker on this place? My flame's getting a little low.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. Maybe I'm not as observant as I should be. The dry lake bed, that's your target. And here's the game. Teddy's the best free faller in the business today, but I expect you to be better. If you open your chute before Teddy, consider yourself out of our deal.
I don't know what the deal is yet.
If you free fall longer than Teddy, we'll tell you.
If you free fall longer and live, that is.
Fine by me. I'm at home in the air just as I am on the ground.
We'll see, Blue Eyes.
Even an omelet has its limit.
Coming, my dove. To dance the way you danced last night? And now to cook? The way you cooked this morning, well, it's a miracle. I mean, I've known women who can do one or the other, but not both.
I've been something of a surprise to myself lately.
Did he? Probably hasn't had a good meal since he left.
Vera Royal doesn't cook?
Vera Royal cook? Are you kidding?
Well, I suppose in her profession, who would notice? Drink your orange juice.
I can do it.
You wouldn't catch me standing over a hot stove if I lived that kind of life.
Oh? And what kind of a life does she lead?
Well, you know what I mean, coming into all that money.
Oh. know all about your money, hmm?
Well, I know it's $100 million in solid gold. What more do you need to know?
Yeah. I mean, at those prices, any woman would get out from behind the stove.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't even have to worry about your cooking to win a man. You could just buy him.
Okay, fellas, jump run.
Okay, Romeo. Now we'll see who's best.
Now!
Well, looks like I'm in on the deal.
As far as I'm concerned, you're not in on any deal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You all right? Good. Come on.
Claudio! Claudio! You forgot to put in your order for dinner! Claudio! It's gone. Skipped. Oh.
Oh, by the way, Roy, thanks for the limo.
Okay, Claudio. Hope you make it to San Diego.
gone, Sergeant. We've looked everywhere.
Even under the beds.
All right, now calm down. Now, how did it happen?
Well, I don't know. The last thing I knew, Mildred was serving him breakfast.
Yeah, it was a terrific breakfast.
It was. I saw it.
What did he say? Anything?
Yeah, he said it was a terrific breakfast. Even renamed my muffins. Muffins Mildred, he called them.
Forget about the muffins, Mildred. Did he say anything about where he was going?
No. I just thought he was living to come home for dinner.
Where do you think he has gone, Sergeant? San Diego? What's the matter, Sergeant? What's wrong? It's Mac, isn't it?
I don't want to worry you. It's not even worth talking about.
What's not worth talking about?
I don't want you to worry, Mrs. McMillan. I'm sure it's all a mistake.
What's a mistake?
A man was killed last night. Outside of the bar where I met with the commissioner. No identification. Except for a cigarette case with Manton's name on the inside.
It could be Mac, couldn't it?
Well, we only got the call a couple of minutes ago. We don't even have a description yet. So let's not jump to conclusions. I'm sure the commissioner is perfectly safe.
I'm going to San Diego, Sergeant, right now.
With housekeeper. We'll find him.
If he's still...
He's here, and we will find him.
Any word yet, Sergeant?
No, he didn't show at the contact point. I'm sure it's because he couldn't get away.
Do you really think he's with Vera?
Well, he's bound to be. I even think I know where they are. Place called Mr. Biggs. I haven't been able to get into it yet, though.
What's Mr. Biggs?
A private club. Very private. Vera runs it.
Do you think Manton knows about it? Could he be there, too?
No, I don't think so. The place just opened. Why, you can't even get in the front door unless you're with a member. But I'll make it somehow. Now, don't worry, Mrs. McMillan. You know we have agents everywhere. So if I don't find the commissioner first, they will. And then I'll let you know the minute it happens.
Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate it. Call me, no matter how late. You know I won't be sleeping until I know he's all right.
Good night.
Good night. Come on, Mildred. We've got some business of our own to do at Mr. Biggs. Put on your sexiest.
My sexiest? Whatever you say. Wow, what about these boas? Well, it's just the perfect touch, Mrs. McMillan. Nobody lucky to get them on sale. But I mean, why a sale on boas? Boas are never out of season, are they?
Be glad they were on sale, or I would have only been able to afford one.
Yeah, and you might have gotten chilly without one. Well, tonight, we're plain clothes women.
Well, I wouldn't exactly use that phrase. However, I did want to hide our inherent good taste so we wouldn't be conspicuous at Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, well, I think you've seen to that. Frankly, I couldn't be happier. I mean, I was never turned on by good taste myself.
Mildred, we've just got to get in there tonight. I just want to know that Mac is safe.
Don't worry now, we will. We'll get in. And these boas were just made for Mr. Biggs. We're not going to settle for anything smaller.
Okay, ladies, this is the place.
Well, at least it's a nice neighborhood.
Excuse me, ladies.
We'll be lucky to make it to the front door.
There's the button.
Mrs. McMillan, tonight you gotta forget everything your mother ever taught you and listen to me.
Right. And you better call me Sal, Mildred.
Right, and you call me Millie. And look like you got something to sell, will you? And nobody will be interested in buying. Come on.
Sorry, sisters, this is a private club.
Oh, we're expected. Come
Oh,
on,
yeah?
Sal.
By who?
Well, you're going to be very sorry you stopped us when you find out who invited us.
That's right, Mr. Big. Very sorry.
Name him.
He doesn't want us to use his name.
Look, sisters, can you peddle it someplace else? This is a private club, not a shopping center.
Does the name Claudio Manton mean anything to you?
I thought you didn't know his name.
Well, he doesn't know I know it.
Does Vera Royal know you know it?
Now you know why we have to keep it a secret.
Okay. But get inside before somebody sees you. But stay out of trouble, unless you want trouble from me. Okay?
Okay.
Rien ne va plus, mesdames, messieurs. 22. Faites vos jeux, mesdames, messieurs. Faites vos jeux. Rien ne va plus. Rien ne va plus. 15. Soir. Impérément. Faites vos jeux, mesdames, messieurs. Faites vos jeux.
Hey, Sal, just for the look of it, don't you think I ought to hit the sauce kind of hard tonight?
Millie, you've been on the wagon several weeks now. You don't want to fall off?
Yeah, I do want to fall off.
Will it be ladies?
Oh, I'd like a very dry...
Temple.
A temple?
Yes, a Shirley Temple. Make that 2, please.
Oh, come on, have mercy. I can't drink 2 of those.
I'm having 1, Millie. 2 Temples.
2 temples.
I got it. It's the police work, right?
Right.
We both got to be sober.
May I buy you ladies a drink?
Oh, we thought you'd never ask.
Even better. Is either one of you available for a little conversation?
Both of us. Very available.
And not all that unreasonable either.
Especially her.
Speak for yourself, Sal.
Look, I don't want to start trouble.
Neither do we. It's just that we're both rather new at all of this.
Well, I can do something about that. Come on.
Good evening, Mike.
Will you excuse us, please?
I thought we were going to have a
Get
drink.
lost. It's him.
Or the other one.
No, it's Mac, I'm sure.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Hmm?
who's the little number?
Which one?
The one who can't take her eyes off you.
I don't know. I can't remember.
You may not remember her, honey, but she's obviously never going to forget you.
I'll get rid of her.
Claudio!
Look, suppose you two go back where you came from.
Oh, Mac, thank God.
And right now.
Mike, how did they get in here?
They said they knew him.
Well, get them out now, and don't let them back in. Clear?
Your orders always are, Miss Royal.
Whatever you say, Claudio. I just wanted to say hello.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye. Now get out of here.
All right, ladies, time
I took care of him.
Good. So did I. Well, good night, ladies. Oh, I'm disappointed in you, Claudio. I thought you had better taste.
He does.
Hey. What are you doing later, kid?
What's it to you, Buster?
I get off in a couple of hours.
Yeah, well, I'll be asleep in a couple hours.
Okay. But if you change your mind, you know where I'm at.
I knew where you were at 5 minutes after I met you.
Deacon, it's me, Mac. Finally had a chance to call. Is that right there?
Who is this?
What do you mean, who is this? I just told you, it's McMillan.
Sorry, but in a situation like this, I can't be too careful.
Well, now, how do you think I feel?
Mac, who?
Deacon, what in the hell's going on there anyway?
I can't tell you anything on this end until I'm sure who you are.
All right, Skip it. Just tell Enred I'll meet him at the Lotus Bar tomorrow afternoon at 3 for apple crumb cake.
Glad you're here, Sergeant. I just had a call. Now, it could have been the commissioner, but then it could have been Manton.
Well, what did he say?
That he'd be at the Lotus tomorrow afternoon at 3 for apple crumb cake. Does that make sense?
Sense? It means he's alive. I gotta phone Mrs. McMillan. She is gonna be so relieved.
Apple crumb cake means he's alive?
Yeah, it's my favorite dessert. We use it as a special code.
The gold's in Mexico. It got there last night. They'll try to cross the border sometime tomorrow.
Room 1200, please. Any idea how?
None. We have to hope the commissioner gets word to us.
Well, there's not much of a chance if they keep going this fast. That's strange. She doesn't answer. I wonder where she could be.
Sí. Sí. Estoy listo. ¿Estás seguro? No estoy contenta con todo esto.
We ready?
She wants to see you first. Say goodbye, but make it fast.
Just as fast as she wants it.
No, no. Dame un poco de tiempo. Te llamaré más tarde. Sí. Esta noche. Gracias. Well, we're all set, sweetheart.
What about the equipment?
It'll all be there as needed. You just be careful and don't get hurt. You've got a future with me, you know.
Where do we meet you?
You'll be driven.
In other words, I still don't get to know how it fits together.
No one has all the pieces.
Except you.
Except Mr. Big. All you need to know is how to handle your end.
What about Teddy? How much does he know?
Enough to handle his.
Does his end include handling me? I don't like working in the dark, Vera.
Look, Claudio, no one's in this alone. And one mistake could blow the whole thing. I know you'll come through for us. Just watch out for Teddy. We have to use him, but we don't have to trust him.
Is that why you only told him half what he needs to know?
Is that what he told you?
No, but you only told me half. I assume you told him the other half.
Don't you see, darling? The more you know, the more you're a threat to him. If he starts to make trouble, don't hesitate to get rid of him.
To give him the same orders?
Mr. Big gives the orders. Vera just gives her heart.
Vera Royal still live around here?
You still didn't hear from her then, huh?
They put in a laundromat at her last address. If you see her, tell her Claudio Manton's looking for her.
All right, same message as last time. I got it.
What last time?
You don't remember last time?
Oh, yeah. It must have been loaded.
You sure didn't look loaded. And after 28 years, I know loaded, believe me.
I was worried about you.
You knew I'd turn up, didn't you?
Well, I wasn't sure that you'd be able to get away. Did you get the timetable yet?
Oh, Claudio! Oh, baby, it's good to see you.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back.
Will I see you later? Oh, see you later.
What'd you do, circle the building?
What circle the building?
Didn't you just leave here?
I just got here.
I gotta go.
You gotta go. I'm leaving for Mexico right now. The shipment's coming in by air today. Harpersfield.
You'll be on the plane with it?
No, I'll be in the air with it. you try that again, you'll really take a dive. Happy landing, think.
Are you crazy?
Get out of here.
I'm quitting. It's not bad enough I don't know when a customer's drunk. I don't even know when I'm drunk myself.
Who was that guy?
That bum I slugged? Never saw him before.
If you're pulling a double cross, it'll be your last one.
Come on, Teddy. How about me getting a little sleep, huh?
Good idea. Why don't you sleep right through the jump?
Where are they now? Almost at Calexico, the border. They're making good time. I just hope the commissioner's with them. What do you mean? He was seen boarding. Manton was seen boarding. I just hope it's the commissioner as Manton and not Manton as Manton.
They're getting closer. They've just crossed the border.
Coming up. Now!
thing, Sergeant. Nothing. But this must be the flight. And the gold has to be here.
12,000 gold ingots? Where? And where's the commissioner? When we find him, we'll find the ingots.
Well, I was sure he'd be here. He said he'd be in the air with the shipment. Unless... Of course. That's what he meant by taking a dive. Of course.
Oh, Mr. Big will be a happy man today. I'll deliver it to him myself. Meet you at my place. You can take my car.
Why don't you let me drive? It's a pretty rough car to handle.
No, it's safer if we separate. Just wait for me at my place. I'll join you as soon as I can.
What about Teddy?
There's another car for him. He's coming later. He's got a little job to do first.
Oh, too many witnesses.
Hmm.
Why don't you let me handle it? I'm getting a little rusty.
Sure you're up to it?
There's only 2 of them, aren't there? All I need's a little practice.
Well, so far, you haven't forgotten anything you used to do. Take care of them.
Yeah, thanks, baby. See you later.
And for as long as you want to stay. You've earned it, sweetheart.
What's the holdup?
Claudio will take care of the others. You go on to my place.
Why the change?
Because I decided to change, Teddy. Now go on. Bye-bye, baby.
Bye-bye.
Well, there's nothing like spending a night away from home to make you appreciate your own bed.
It's no bed to me until Mac's back in it. I don't know why I listened to Sergeant Enright. I could be in San Diego right now helping out. Some homecoming.
Yeah, well, listen. Should we have a buffet or a sit-down dinner? What? Well, we can handle a lot more at a buffet, but a sit-down dinner is nice, has a little more class. Of course, it's a lot more trouble for me, but what's that?
Mildred, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the welcome home party for the commissioner.
What welcome home party?
Oh, now listen, we all know he's alive, and it's just a matter of time until he comes home. You can't start planning these things too fast.
How can you think of a party now?
Look, we can either have it indoors or maybe out on the terrace. We've never used the terrace for a party. Might be nice.
Mac is in more trouble now than he's ever been with Manton on the loose down there.
Don't be ridiculous. They've probably caught him by now. After all, they have a perfect description of him. Now, let's see. Who would you like to invite? Should we keep it small, or would you like to invite Carol Crenshaw?
Mildred, I know what you're doing.
You do?
I appreciate it.
Why not give me some help? Would you like cold hors d'oeuvres or hot hors d'oeuvres?
I think hot. Hey, why don't we try a new soup?
Oh, soup. There you go, making trouble for me again. Well, if we're going to have soup, I have to get a new soup tureen, and I can pick that up this afternoon. And, of course, those old soup bowls have to go. Now, if you're going to have soup, you've got a couple of basic choices. It can either be a cream base, or it can be a clear broth, or you can have a soup with a few vegetables in it, or some noodles.
Vera, baby.
Claudio.
Boy, is it good to see you.
How'd you get here so fast?
I hope I'm just not too
You
late.
took care of everything in the cabin, didn't you? Nothing went wrong.
Cabin.
Yeah.
Plenty went wrong. They're using a double for me.
Double?
Yes.
What are you pulling anyway? You get your share and that's it. Now don't give me any talk about double.
Wait a minute, you don't understand. They know all about the shipment. Now we have to move it. Now where is it? We're in a hurry.
What do you think I am, Claudio? Stupid?
No.
What kind of a double cross are you pulling anyway?
I'm not trying to
I thought we had a future together. When will I stop trusting men?
Just stop trusting the wrong ones. He's with the cops, Vera. They've already picked up Al and Eddie, and they're probably on their way here right now.
But that wasn't me. He's a police commissioner.
Then you're a police commissioner.
No, he looks exactly like me. Don't you see?
Yeah, I see.
Me too. I've also heard enough. Bye-bye, lover. Take care of him, Teddy. I've got to warn Mr. Big.
Vera, wait. That jailbreak was rigged. They knew the only way to get at you was through me.
And they were so right, weren't they, Claudio? How you could have said those things to me last night.
That wasn't me last night.
Oh, don't take that away from me. Whatever you are, you're one of a kind.
Vera.
Claudio?
Sure.
Then who's Teddy killing in there?
Commissioner!
There are two of you.
Police, Miss Royal.
Oh.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh.
Come on. I'm all right. Commissioner?
Yeah, Charlie. What about the car?
Where you suspected, sir. Right here. There's an underground vault in the garages. And you were right about that car, too, sir. It's solid gold.
I told you I was taking it to Mr. Big. Now, what made you think you'd find it here?
Because you're not the kind of woman to take orders. You're the kind who gives them. They may be camouflaged with champagne or money, but they are orders, always.
And you take orders better than any man I've ever met.
I was taking orders from you, not Mr. Big, right?
Do me a favor.
Maybe.
Just don't tell Teddy that I'm Mr. Big. He'd be too humiliated if he knew that he'd been working for a woman all these years.
Booker. I'll call an ambulance. Not a police ambulance. I still get my parole, don't I? You didn't keep your end of the bargain. That's the kind of a guy I am. But you always keep yours. It's the kind of a guy you are, right? Right.
Well, good night, Mildred.
Good night.
Good night, Mildred.
You gonna be all right, Mrs. McMillan?
Of course she's going to be all right. She's with me.
If you are you. If he starts to tango, just give me a shout.
If this man tangos, he tangos with me.
Miss Manton, Mildred?
Manton? That gigolo? Do you know he actually called me a showgirl? I mean, who would believe a line like that?
Nobody I know.
Well, he wasn't the only one. I had another offer last night. Why, when I think of what I give up for you, Commissioner, well...
What about you? Did you tango with Manning?
Me? I was saving myself for you.
But I don't tango. I did learn the deep dip, though.
The deep dip?
Mm-hmm.
Well, darling, I had a little something else in mind.
Tonight?
Tonight. Wait a minute. How did it feel? Taking orders from a woman.
Ooh, about the same as it feels right now.
How can you call that an order?
Oh, it's an order, all right. It just doesn't seem to be coming from you.